What's up, guys? No, I don't need makeup. I'm a beautiful man. Yo, Nahian, how you doing, dude? What's up, Carrot? How you doing? It's always kind of funny to see your real name in the YouTube chat. I don't know why. Oh. Okay, let's start then. I've got a million mousepads to unbox. Let's decide which one we're gonna do. It's a fake unboxing because I've opened some of these already. But so these I haven't opened, these rocket pads at all. The main cam is lagging. I'm watching the stream, it doesn't seem that laggy. It's not smooth, but it's not that laggy. And it's not the lighting is not the issue here. But yeah, I'm not sure how to fix that choppiness. It's always been a little bit laggy, main cam. But what the fuck is that visu? No, this is Alekog. He's the glorious logo. Yes, I am. Very nice unbox sauce. Yes, it is. Then we got a fuck ton of artisan pads. Which one should I go for? It's Alekog, the beer. Here in soft. This one is the. Yeah, I think this one is the high end. Yeah, this is the high end. Somebody said Rocket. I told you to choose. I told you to choose, so choose. So I've got like bunch of Rocket pads. For some reason they did not send me the Pro, which is like a fast pad or something, I don't know. But then I got the LethalGamingGear Saturn. I've already unboxed this and the like the Odin Eclipse, but I'll give you like my initial impressions during the unboxing. Not watching CS Major? No, I don't really watch those matches that much. Yeah, I think I will need to start deciding myself because you guys are way too slow. I'll start with some rocket pads. You guys are boring the shit out of me, so I'm deciding myself. I might also have an issue because I'm not sure if I have. No, I don't. Fuck it, I'll start with the Odin Eclipse. Sense Pro sucks. It's not the great GPU. Oh, what's up, Hardware Unplugged? How are you doing, dude? I heard some good things about the Sense Pro, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so this is the Odin Eclipse. It doesn't seem, it's not heat treated because I can feel the logo, so the logo is just, it's probably glued in there. Or it's printed actually most likely. I don't know. It's like not that soft, but it has good control. It's pretty nice. It has like quite a bit of static friction compared to like most pads that I've tried. It's quite slow, but it's nice still. It's pretty smooth, so it should be fairly easy to track with this mousepad as well. Price of each pad. I think this is like 30 bucks. I'm not quite sure about the price. So this is good faster than DC4, but it has some okay. It pulls far haze will triple. It depends, Nahyan. Is that size? Yeah, I think this is 45 times 40. Is the Alco Control Plus with graphics still good better? Yeah, I think the Alco Control Plus ROB is really good. 30 euros, so yeah, the Odin Eclipse is pretty much like 30 euros. It's a good pad, but it's not like nothing too special in my opinion. It's not an Artisan Zero clone by any means, to be honest. Actually, I don't know if I have like the new Artisan Zero, so those with smooth surfaces, so let's try. So it's a good pad, but it's nothing like super exciting. The issue with Mousepad is that everything is just quite similar these days to each other, so not that many unique pads. It's getting really boring. That's the main issue for me. I'm losing interest in reviewing Mousepads myself. I've lost interest, let's say, in the past then. Yo Marwan, how you doing, dude? How to even properly get an Artisan EU? You can buy one from Max Gaming. That's the rubber base house. The rubber base is pretty good on the Eclipse. This is not going to be this is like initial impressions thing. I'll just like quickly try the surface. Next one is the Rocket Sense Icon, I guess. Sad UK noise. Oh. This is like a real unboxing now. Hopefully I don't knife myself on stream. That'd be a little bit embarrassing. Unboxing Mousepad is not embarrassing at all then again. I had to buy the yeah. Okay, so this is the printed rocket pad. Holy shit, look at this base. This is so... What the fuck? Is this supposed to be natural rubber or something? I don't know, but this is a joke. Like, my desk is pretty good with any almost all faces, but come on. I mean, it doesn't really move if I game, but please, come on. Yeah, like, yeah, if I like plant my arm heavily on the pad and don't have my like sleeve on, but if you have a sleeve, it will help. But this is going to be pretty hard for some people with this face. But I don't know. The surface actually feels pretty nice. It kind of has this waxy PA kind of vibe. Super smooth. Doesn't lay flat, by the way. I think this mousepad will crease if you... Yeah, it feels like this mousepad will crease if you like round it too much from here. Or do what Extrafy did in their guide. Which is what I do for some mousepads, but you need to be a little bit more careful because some mousepads will crease. I like this kind of rocket branding thing here. Nice detail. Stitching is actually pretty nice. It's not as low as the pad, but it's okay. I don't know, I'm surprised. I'm positively surprised. Like, I don't know, I don't like the design that much myself, but it's like okay. It has pretty good control. Some static friction. I don't know. It doesn't feel like unique by any means, but I'm positively surprised. I was expecting something way worse. Yeah. Let's put it back. Positively surprised. Although the base is a joke. At least on my desk. The packaging is also pretty decent. Like, these are big boxes, so like if you can see, it's a pretty big box, so should get flat quite fast. Which one? Then I'll take the LethalGamingGear Saturn. Actually, I'll tweet my stream first. Where the fuck do I find the link to the live stream? Yeah, so this is the LethalGamingGear Saturn. It's a good base. I can't move it with one hand. Yeah, I like the Saturn quite a lot. It has good control. It's actually, I think, yeah, the base is probably the exact same on the Rocket pad, but it's like, I don't know, there is some quality issue with my Rocket Sense, because yeah, the stiffness is pretty much exactly the same. This is like good rubber base, so it doesn't move. It feels like high quality, so it feels like pretty, what's the word? I don't know. Like I can't get the word, but it lays flat, like right out of the box. Super nice surface. Wait, where is my? This is the black GP4. Like it's quite, the surface feels, on your hand it feels quite similar to the Extrafire GP4. GP4 is a little bit faster, I would say. GP4 is maybe a little bit less consistent. Like if you use a little bit of force, you get quite a bit of stopping power on the GP4. But I don't know, the black GP4 is actually also one of my favorites. But this one feels nice as well. Yeah, the sound is like really, the sound was very different on the GP4, but the feel is pretty similar. Like the idea for LethalGamingGear was that he wanted to make something that's in between of the Zero and the GP4, and I think he's made a good job. Yeah, I like the Saturn quite a lot, and the quality is now perfect. Like the initial samples that I got from him, those weren't like that. The quality wasn't that great, but the stitching is now like really nice. And overall, like it feels like a high quality mouse pad, like overall. Let's like move pretty fast on these non-artisan pads, because everybody cares only about artisan pads, right? Now we got the Rocket Sense control. Give away for who can. No, fuck no, dude. I'm not giving away any mouse pads. Way too much work to like mail these, and it costs way too much to mail these to Europe from Finland. Finnish international mail is pretty horrible here. So that's the main issue why I won't be giving away any of well, like mousepads. I can do some like. Don't tell me they sent me a desk pad version. Oh my god. They forgot to send me the one that I was interested about, and then they fucking sent me a desk pad version. I will have to cut this out just like I did with the Kammyz radar. What do you think Rocket will think about that when they see like a doesn't lay flat? It's a fucking desk pad and it still moves on my desk this much. What? Oh. I don't know, it's like pretty bad size as well. Like if I want my keyboard to be completely on the pad, yeah, this is like a horrible size in my opinion. Like it's, I don't know, what's the use of getting like a desk pad in this size? But the service is actually nice. I think somebody mentioned me that this feels like Fnatic Focus 3, but this is rough, so I don't know. It's not the Focus 3, obviously. Then, yeah. Actually, it feels quite a lot like the rougher Artisan Zero. So here is my old Artisan Zero, which is like the original, like the real. Somewhat rough version. Like it with hand contact it sounds similar. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty interesting actually. This almost feels like a slow Artisan High-End or something. Like it's an Artisan High-End or the Aku Control Plus, but it's slow. Like it is pretty slow. There is quite a lot of stopping power. And there is still some initial friction as well. I don't know, I actually like this pad, but they sent me the worst size they could have sent. I mean, a small mouse pad would have been completely fine, but they chose to send me a desk pad version, and it's a horrible desk pad size as well. Like having these for low sense users and a full-sized keyboard is pretty bad. Yeah, I think this is nice. This is good. Do you think Focus 3 is better than the AC Plus? No. Yeah, one. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. I still think like these kind of sizes are useless. I think it should be always a little bit larger desk pad. For my desk, that is at least. I guess if you have a small desk, then that's a different deal. Best control pad for sweaty hands. You need something that's good with humidity, so I guess like an Artisan pad. I don't know. I don't. Or use a like a gaming sleeve, or sorry, sports sleeve. I think GameSense radar is pretty good. I don't know. The surface is good, but I don't know what the fuck are they doing with these bases. It's a rubber base for sure. It's a natural rubber base, but I don't know what's wrong with it. And it doesn't lay flat. But both of the surfaces are actually quite nice, so. Yo, Kasu, what's up, dude? I'm using SteelSeries Heavy, still feel great after 9 years. What the fuck? 9 years of the QCK Heavy, and it's still okay. I don't believe that, dude. I guess you've used the same pad, but you've bought like different units. That makes more sense. Yeah, QCK is okay. For the price. Yeah, I like this surface, but I don't know, they seem to be like trolling a little bit. Let's try the next rocket pad now. This is the core, so I guess this is like cheap. No, I'm finished. Did you get a copy of the new SkyPad? No. I haven't even asked, but I'm not too interested, to be honest. I think it's gonna be quite the same as. Where did I put my knife? There. So I'm gonna take a break from reviewing mousepads. It's just too much of the same shit, to be honest. I think I will review like only LethalGamingGear mousepads in the future, and I think I will of course take a look at Artisans. But there is just too much this generic bullshit. It's basically the same pad released like all over again with some small differences. And it's also a fucking desk pad version, what the fuck. Rocket paid me to do that video for their channel, and I don't think they have watched any of my videos because they would quite clearly find out that I hate desk pads. This has a better base at least, but it still moves. It's a little bit smoother than the Control. It's like thin, super thin. Does your Jupiter pad still not lay flat? I haven't tried, but I think it won't lay flat. Are you gonna open AC Plus? I don't have an old, sorry, a new AC Plus now. I guess the point of this is to release us like a cheap version of the Control, because it feels somewhat similar to the Rocket Sense Control, but it's just less rough. It's just less rough. It's quite similar. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, but I wouldn't like buy it myself, to be honest. Let's move on. Jarvis, if you, I mean, you can try a mouse that where your palm doesn't touch the mousepad that much. So overall, these rocket pads have horrible bases. They do not lay flat that easily. But the surfaces are okay. I haven't checked the pricing yet, but I don't know. I think this core will be quite cheap. I think they have the idea that the core is always gonna be cheap. But for some reason I do not have the Sense Pro. I don't know why they did not send it. So what's left now? I think I will start with Artisans. So I have my old Zero here because there is this rumor that there is a new Artisan Zero which is smoother than the old one, so I will compare the Zeros to these. You're leaning back towards the HUD wireless later. I wouldn't say so. I'm just gonna review it. Okay, so here we have the Zero mid. No, this is the X. I actually opened this one already because I wanted to try it out. So this is actually the X Soft Zero. So yeah, it's definitely softer than the Soft. And it's definitely smoother than the old one that I have. I can easily tell it. I think there is a little bit more stopping power with the smooth one. And a tad bit more static friction as well. So this is a little bit slower. So yeah, I heard that it doesn't affect the glide properties of the pad, but it definitely does. Yeah, so then it's, so this is not the new Zero, but Artisan did they changed their production machines, and they have so a couple of patches that are a little bit smoother on the Zero than the old one. So I would say I'm not sure how much of this is because of the base, because I mean the base should not affect that much if I don't use force, and I can still easily tell the difference, to be honest. The smoother one was annoying to use during summer course of the stack. Do you actually mean the rough? Because rough has this issue with the hair. Like there is a lot of dust and hair stuck in my rough Artisan Zero. Like oh shit ton, and I can't get them out without like pliers or something, whatever. The software base makes a difference if you use force to press down on the pad, but it doesn't really make any difference otherwise. Yeah, feels good. This feels better than the old Artisan Zero to me. Like this, I think this is what the Artisan Zero should be. I'm not sure if they're going back to this, but yeah. This has also, there is less friction with your palm when you move. So yeah, I think this is overall like a better surface, because the main issue for me with the Zero sometimes is that, well, first of all, I think it's like weird middle ground mousepad where it's rough. It still has some friction, but it's, I don't know, it's like it's not a like real proper control pad, I would say, but it's not a speed pad also. And my palm gets stuck into the pad when I move, so yeah, that's not an issue with this mousepad anymore. Let's put this back and let's try the Zero Mid. I'm actually the most interested about that. Yo, what's up, Freedom Reviews? How you doing, dude? Mousepad ASMR. If they go back, that's all my limited edition small Zero soft for 300. Holy shit, it's fucking hard to get this. The base is so like soft that it's hard to put it back to the box. So flimsy, or what's the right word? A funny mousepad review would be a leather mousepad. I think the LethalGamingGear, what is that? Jupiter is sort of a... It's a weird mousepad for sure. Come on, fuck this then. Then the next one... Wait, I need to do something first. Okay. This is the Zero Mid. So you can, it's pretty easy to tell that this is like the base is quite a bit different on the mid one. Put water under the base, so that helps. No lunches, for tops. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that now for sure. It's just like initial impressions. Okay, so this is the Zero Mid. The surface feels pretty much exactly the same, but there is like no giving. It doesn't give in at all. Like only a tiny bit. I actually like the mid because it's super consistent. Like it doesn't matter how much you. It's the same kind of stopping power no matter how much you push down the pad. So like some people panic in game and like when they in CS or in Apex, like when they start tracking, they press their mouse 1 and then they like use a lot of force, so it puts the force down to the mouse pad, so the mouse pad does give in if it's soft. But this one doesn't give in, so this is pretty much exactly the same all the time. This is the Artisan Zero mid, and here is the old soft. So the old soft is way rougher than this one. I actually like the mid quite a bit, but this is definitely like quite fast. Like it's much faster than the soft ones if you use like quite a bit of force to press down on the pad, because this doesn't give in. But this is super consistent, which I then again do like. Yeah, I will have to test it a little bit more, but my initial impressions are that I like this one. The base, it sort of feels like the NPC 450 in terms of like the base feels pretty much like that. Okay, then we got the Artisan high-end X-Soft, I think, yes, and then we got the Hayate Otsu X-Soft. What are the most like GSRSE? Artisan Zero, but it's not really that similar. So, I think I'll go with the. I'll try out the Hayate Otsu first. This I haven't actually even opened. If you want the GSRE, get the vaccine fast. Can you, by the way, hear the mic? I think it might be quite low sometimes when I move away from it. Did you already check out the Saturn? Yeah, I did. I like the Saturn a lot. I like the Saturn a lot. So this is the Hayate Otsu X-Soft. I already have the soft one. Let's actually bring that out for now. Get rid of this Zero. Fuck's sake, there is like so much shit in my room. Million mousepads on the floor and like 700 mice also. Okay, so this is the soft Hayate Otsu and this is the X-Soft. Yeah, they feel exactly the same towards your skin, of course. Yeah, so the X-Soft is going to be a little bit slower. It does give in, so it's a little bit slower. Like this soft base on the Hayate Otsu is not that soft. Like I would say that this X-Soft is more like the Artisan Zero soft, to be honest. Yeah, I think I would say that I would rather get the X-Soft Hayate Otsu version 2 than the soft for sure. I'm pretty happy with this, to be honest. I didn't like the soft Hayate Otsu almost at all. So I think this soft Hayate Otsu is pretty... Like, I think you should get the high-end instead of this or the Zero, pretty much. But this I do like. Would the Venus pad be in between of Artisan soft and mid? Sorry, what do you mean? Like in terms of how soft the base is or what? Yeah, it's pretty much in between that, yeah. I like this. I'm surprised. So because of the softer base, this gives in quite easily. So it gives you more stopping power, which I actually do enjoy. I don't know, I'm positively surprised. Yeah, the plussiness is in between of those, I would say. That's a good way to put it. Okay, so yeah. Positively surprised by the Hayate Otsu X-Soft. By the way, guys, don't waste money on mousepads. Don't be like me. Invest it on Bitcoin and Dogecoin. Especially Dogecoin. But this is not financial advice. Okay, then we got the high-end X-Soft. This is the high-end soft. And here we got the X-Soft. What could be what's like the correct way of opening arts? I think I always like open these the wrong way or different way all the time. I've already spent 200 mousepads the past 2 weeks. Yo, we can do this. How are you doing, man? Okay. So this is the high-end X-Soft. I think you can't see the logo. Tweak the camera. Actually, you don't need to see it. There's like no way you can see the logo. Yeah. On hand it feels again, of course, pretty much the same. The difference is actually there's like pretty much no difference. What the fuck? This is the X-Soft, but like honestly, I do not feel it's the difference is so small with these two. It is there, but it's very small. I don't know, like it doesn't it doesn't seem to matter on the high end whichever softness you get. Yeah, these feel pretty much exactly the same. So it feels really good, but it feels very similar to the X-Soft. I actually would rather get the X-Soft maybe myself. I think the Hien mid will be too, like it won't be good. I don't have it, but I don't think it's gonna be good. So I don't know, I think I would rather get the X-Soft myself of the high end, to be honest. Like the only way you can feel it is if you dig your like fingers to the mouse pad sometimes, which can add some friction on top of that. But yeah. Hien soft is always different than the other pads. I mean, it's pretty similar to the Hayate Otsu, but yeah, the softness is very similar to the soft and the X-Soft are really pretty much the same. I think that's it. I think that's all the pads. Maybe I should play a little bit of CS or something. Or Infinity High-End, no cap. I don't agree. I think the High-End is better. I think the High-End is the best rough mousepad. New Rocket mousepad is insane. Dobilor, I have them here, but I didn't. They weren't quite insane, I would say. Open the X10 now. Ah, fuck yeah, I have the X10 as well. I forgot about it. I've completely forgotten about that. $100 mousepad, boys. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? I can pretty much already tell you that it doesn't. The packaging is pretty decent though, or nice. The base is weird. Look, it doesn't really, it's not flimsy. Like it feels pretty, the base is pretty stiff. Well, I don't know, it glues to my desk pretty. It's not like Artisan glued, but it's nice. It's not that soft. It feels good, but it's not worth 100 euros or dollars. Yeah, it's the extend. What is this called? Is the extend control or what? What is it? I think there is 3. I think this one is the extend cloth control. So there is extend speed, extend control, and extend stability. I think. So it has some static friction. Actually, this feels surprisingly similar to the rocket pad that I have here. Holy shit, I already broke it. Wait, did I actually not open this one? Oh, yes I did. So this does feel like the rocket pad. Oh fuck yeah, this is the desk pad, of course. The desk pad that has a horrible base. One of its kind. The only one of its kind. Desk pad that moves on my fucking desk like this. What the Yeah, so it's a little bit smoother than the rocket control. But like the stopping power and the static friction is pretty much the same. It's the material of Otsu, but stopping power of 0. I don't know, it doesn't feel like Hayate Otsu at all for my hand. I don't think it would have the same material if... yeah, I don't think material matters. Like, if this has the same material as the Otsu, what's the point? I mean, it feels completely different, at least. So it feels quite a lot the same as the Rocket Sense control. Of course, the Rocket Sense control has a horrible base, but like the surface feels the same. The Rocket Sense is just a little bit rougher, but the features are pretty much the same. Of course, because it's rough, the feeling will be different, but similar stopping power, similar static friction. I wouldn't necessarily say that, Jasmine player. I mean, the roughness is different, and the base is like horrible on this rocket pads that I have here. Like, take a look at this. This icon actually might be... No, the icon was smoother, for sure. But so check this shit out. So this is the extend control, doesn't really move at all. This is the pure PTFE base of the rocket icon. Like, it glides better than the hard ES on my Skypad. Nice base, nice base. But yeah, so this is smooth. This is a little bit rougher, but Yeah, it's not the same at all to this one. This is way smoother. Yo, NVC, how you doing, dude? I don't have the side pad. But apparently it's like super, quite slow. You might actually like it. If Mousepad was... yeah. What size is that? I don't know the size exactly. Does it say on the thingy? Yeah, it's 450 times 450, so it's a square. It's a nice size. It has ice skate space. Yeah, and it doesn't lay flat, so yeah, not the best base. Yeah, right. All mousepads should be square. Yeah, I mean it's somewhat true, yeah. Is it an extra 5 stream? Just tuned in. What is an yeah. What is an extra 5 stream? Why would it be? Yeah, the extend control feels pretty nice. It's not that the base is not that soft. It's okay, but I don't know. I think there is like 10 mousepads that are quite much the same. Can roll them up the wrong way. Yeah, I think the rocket icon will be a pad that creases, so I will not do that on that one. Is there any bigger mousepads that aren't desk pads? Ah, okay, third eye, okay. Artisan Zero extend control. Okay, let's do that. I think the closest one will be the soft. So this is the Zero soft. I don't know. Like the surface feels quite similar. Like I don't know. Yeah, on your skin, the Zero is a little bit rougher. Don't you think most pads have become boring? Extremely boring, yes. Yeah, like it's different, but it doesn't make any difference for you in game. Like I don't believe in that for a second. Like pretty much any of these mousepads that I have here, I can play well with. So it's pretty boring to notice that. Like I have about 7 mousepads here, and none of them are unique. So super boring to review those. Saturn sounds like it has, but yeah, that's actually a good point. It might. Oh shit! Yeah, I will need the package. Oh yeah. So this is the Saturn. Yeah, so the extend control is still a little bit rougher. The Saturn has more friction, like more dynamic, more static friction. I think honestly, I think the Saturn is a better pad than the extend control. So I think the main issue with some of these like balanced pads is that there is just not enough of anything. I think. It doesn't have that much stopping power. Mousepads reviews are fun to watch though. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you think I would say that like if you watch like views on my videos, like most mousepad videos do quite bad, so it's like a waste of time for me to do them, because if I don't like doing them and if nobody watches them, so like it's a waste of time. Although my Artisan Zero review is like one of my highest viewed videos. Yo, what's up, Colin? How are you doing, dude? Who do you think gonna win Navi or Vitality? Ah, is that the final? It's gonna be Zai Wu versus Simple. That's actually would be pretty nice to watch. But I don't think... Can I actually stream? Can I actually watch those games live? Ah, playoffs, okay. Quarter... Is it like... Is there a lower bracket? Is one of them out already? One review said to use core pads. Let's try that one. I have a perfect thing for this. So yeah, I have the Superlight with core pads and the Superlight with stock feet. Just one bracket. Ah, okay. So one of the big boys is dropping now. You should try doing mousepad roundups like pressure use. Get 3 or 4 another pad, review them. I think it's still super boring. Like, what's the point? Like, what's the point of that? Why would I want to check out 4 of the same pads? Like, I don't know. Like, there is nothing to talk about in my... I think it's all like, I don't know. There is like... I genuinely do think that it's... I use each of these... Any one of these mousepads for 2 or 3 weeks. It's all the same. Like, I don't notice any difference whatsoever in performance, so... Super boring for me. Then again, with mice, I notice a difference for sure. Like, let's say I use a mouse for 2 months. Each mouse I have here for 2 months. Then the difference will be small, but it will be there. I will aim differently, but like, I wouldn't say my in-game performance that changes drastically. But with mouse pads, it doesn't change at all. We get a review of 4 mousepads in one. That's true. That's true. So I will do those for these mousepads, but then I'm out. I'm like stopping reviewing mousepads. Apart from LethalGamingGear, I think those are like he does interesting stuff. So okay, so this is the Superlight with stock feet, some static friction. Some stopping power. It feels nice actually. So the larger the feet, the nicer it will feel. So it will feel a little bit faster with small feet, as often is for control pads. You will feel also more of the roughness through small feet. I would say with Superlight this is actually pretty nice, but yeah. So I would say that. So the Saturn might feel a little bit too, I don't know, it doesn't. So it feels super smooth with Superlight, but the fact because it has quite good amount of stopping power, like there is quite a lot of stopping power and some static friction, there is still enough for me to know when to stop. So yeah, I think the Saturn might be one of the probably the best control pad that I have. But with core pads, it's actually fast. So it's fast, but it's not as fast as the high end, and it's not as rough, so it doesn't give you that feedback. So I think it's pretty useless. So yeah, no, this is the extend control here that I have. So the $100 mousepad, the most expensive mousepad in the world. That's gonna be my YouTube title for this review. You think someone with shaky aim can adjust to a hybrid pad? Yeah, I think so, but it will take some time. Yo, Dulnord, how are you doing, dude? Call back and aim lights, good to test mousepads. I don't really think so. So the issue with Kovacs is that, I mean, like comparing scores is not good. You might like get flukes with one of these mousepads. You would have to like record averages, and you would have to do that for 2 weeks. But once you do that for 2 weeks, and let's say I would use the extend now and then Saturn in 2 months, and I would compare those scores. Guess which pad would win? I mean, it's pretty like common sense. Like, what do you think will happen if I play a scenario in Kovacs now for 2 weeks, and I keep playing that same scenario with a lot of different pads, and then I take the Saturn after 2 or 3 months, and I run the same scenario with this one. So What do you think? What do you think has happened in the 3 months? Yo, Wowzel, how are you doing, dude? What's your ranking from favorite to least favorite for the LGT pads? I like the Venus and the Saturn a lot, like quite a lot. You'd have to use a name training event that you practice long enough. You won't get much better by just doing it for another few weeks. Sort of a training effect. Yeah, that's true, but I think you will still improve. Like I played aim trainers quite a long time, and I still see improvement when I consistently play those. Obviously, Extend is the best because it costs $100. Not necessarily compare score. I don't know. I think it's like, yeah, I don't find it that good to like compare like how you do with certain gear, because, for example, Kovacs scores do not always, like, better scoring Kovacs does not mean that you will play better in the game. So I like game trainers quite a bit these days to get used to stuff. So I will usually start using Kovacs, like I will play some tracking scenarios, some static scenarios. That I don't do tile friends, so I don't do those easy kind of dumb, useless scenarios. Yeah, what's his name? Sunadot gave me some like 2, 3, 4 scenarios that he liked, like I think 6 months ago. So I use that to get used to the stuff I have. Did you think game training is helpful to gaming like Apex or Valorant? I think to some extent, but for example, for me now it's pretty much useless because I haven't played that much Apex or Valorant, so I just get better by playing those games. So practicing my aim is inefficient at the moment, I would say, for me personally. Tiger Eyes feet master race. I'm actually gonna do a mouse feet video soon, but these are core pads. It feels pretty fast, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't like the Extend that much initially. Holy shit, did I crease it? Did I fucking crease my one? No, I didn't. Holy shit, that would have been bad, boys. Creasing my $100 mouse pad. I'm treating this Extend control as like an investment. I'm not touching it ever again. I'm just hoping that they stop making these and some dumbass buys it from me for $500 or something. I need to make a review praising this pad before those, so somebody will actually pay $500 for it. And I will need to call it my main. Actually, a good thing would be to call it my main, then put it on my YouTube description and mention my LethalGamingGear code. It's like a bunch of money for every single extended purchase. That's actually next level, sorry guys. I think the extend control is my main from now on. I was just trolling, it's really good. I think it's for sure worth the $100. Yeah, extend control is my new main. Holy shit, why did I have one? In before they make a stitch version and they make the unstitched version out useless but charge 200. I mean, anything rare like gets expensive. Like even if they would make a stitched edge version, if the extend control without stitching would get like rare, it would be expensive. What's the hardest like haus? It's good. My review should be out next week. I mean, aim trainers are good to get used to mousepad in any case, but won't relate to in-game. Yeah, I mean, yeah, so like aim training is like you might get good scores with some mouse or mousepad that you don't perform that well in game. So yeah, it doesn't necessarily impact your in-game performance, like how good your scores are. But in some cases it can. So let's say that you start using a mousepad and you get initially bad scores and you don't play that well. Once you of course start playing more and more aim trainers, you get better scores, you will get better in game as well. So, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you are getting better, you are increasing your aim, you're just getting used to the mousepad. You should The clip that of you putting away, I think it's your main. So people would take it seriously. That's the issue, I think. You can't really say stuff like that in like a YouTube video these days. People would take it too seriously, I think. Because there is 100% people who would take that seriously. Are you still playing Apex, by the way, Framus? Yeah, I like Saturn quite a lot. Is it called Extend House Gaming? Disclaimer, I'm kidding. Yeah, I should. XM1 or S2 for aggressive palm call. I don't like XM1 myself, it's a little bit too large for me. The aim trainers, you'll get better scores with faster pads, but in game it'll be too inconsistent. I've noticed the same kind of thing as well. But at the same time, so once I got used to the MPC 450 by playing a lot of aim trainers. Initially I got like really good scores on callbacks, but then I just kept grinding, mostly in game, and I got better. But like it didn't correlate at all. So I got really good scores on callbacks with the MPC 450, but I didn't perform at all in game. But once I kept playing for like 2 weeks, my aim got really good, and I think I probably aimed my best with the LethalGamingGear MPC 450 just because it's so super consistent. It's like easily the most consistent mousepad I've ever tried. Stop for a bit, but I've been playing the new map. Yeah, I haven't even tried the new map yet. Have you tried Razor High? And no, I haven't. I wish Lethal would make square pads. Also find someone to sell them in EU. Yeah, hopefully they can get somebody to sell them in EU. Let's hope for Max Gaming to like come up with it at some point. Is there anything else to do? We could. Here is the Skypad that I have. Oh, fuck's sake! So I opened my window and the Skypad was like right next to it. It's super cold. Holy shit. Like if your room is drafty, I would assume that this gets really, really cold. Holy shit. Will it be worth to buy the whole MTG collection? It'll be expensive, but the experience might be pretty interesting. I don't think so. So I think you should skip either the Mercury or the Venus. Those are just so similar. I prefer the Venus myself. It's the cooking pad. Holy shit, it's cold. It's super fucking cold. Is that the 3.0? No, it's not. So they said that the 3.0 will be faster, but I don't know. I don't think it makes sense. So this is actually, I think the speed of this 2.0 XL is good. I don't think it like a class pad should be faster. But it's so fucking cold. My crappy desk is glass, so no need to pick up a sky pad. Is the pad playable in CS? I think so, I think so. I will need to start using this a little bit more to get used to it. But I've had so many mouse pads that I haven't had the time at the moment in like the last few weeks. I also need to start testing the Prime mini wireless as well. I think they said 3.0 would be less textured. So I think that's going to cause some issues, because I like the fact that it's a little bit textured. The only thing what might be good about it not being textured is that it won't wear out mouse feet as fast. But yeah. That's what I would say. Yeah, so I don't know. People have said that the Skypad isn't flat, but I don't know. That's not an issue at all for me. Hard to say, hard to say. The issue with the Skypad is that if you're like, if your palm touches the mousepad quite a lot when you play, that will affect the glide a lot. But you can also like increase friction by yourself by just like controlling the amount of contact your fingers have with the pad, which is nice. And that's actually something I did with the MPC 450. So once I got really used to it, after about like 4 weeks or something, it became easy for me to just like move my fingers in the sense that sometimes when I knew that I need to hit a flick shot or like even mid flick, I would touch my finger a little bit more on the mouse pad, which increases like friction a lot. So yeah, I feel like it's the opposite of high-end. It has 0 shredded friction but a ton of kinetic friction. I wouldn't say it has a ton of kinetic friction as in my opinion, like it has quite a low amount. But it almost feels to me like it has some static friction. But it's like a lot about the high-end is very mouse feed dependent, so it depends on what kind of mouse feed you've used with the high-end. But yeah, with the HDS wireless feed, it's like pretty much 0 static friction, I would say. But there is still not that... Well, there is more stopping power with these feet, for sure. Yeah. But I think it's because these feet are not that smooth. So it's a little bit more rough, like scratchier, I would say, the feel with the HDS ones. Just buy the glass cutting board, it's cheaper. I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure if that would do it. I haven't tried it, but I'm not sure. Odin Infinity still relevant in 2021. I think the LethalGamingGear mousepads are much better myself. That being said, I have a discount code with them, and if you buy a LethalGamingGear mousepad using my code, I get money. So I might be biased. Actually, I'm not biased. That was a joke. Yeah, I think the Venus and the Mercury are both. Well, actually, the Infinity Hybrid might be a little bit better than the Mercury in my opinion, but the Venus beats them both with ease. Oh, Infinity Killer. Yeah, he does that a lot. I think it's like, it's almost like I almost skip all the videos that has Killer in these today, because I've seen like, I don't know, like 20 of those videos already, so I don't know. I think that title is not working anymore, maybe. I'm not sure. That's what I feel, at least. Let's play some CS for shits and giggles. Like a tiny bit of CS. Deathmatch, of course. I need to tune down the music a little bit. It's very loud. What the fuck is this music, by the way? It's pretty garbage. Garbage music. Is there a noticeable difference between EC3C and the Model D-? There is a noticeable difference, but they're actually quite similar. Surprisingly similar. Is the Hardy S Wireless the next? Yeah, the Hardy S Wireless is the next review. Did you see the Gamesense radar promo? No. What do you mean? What the? I haven't had my fucking keyboard plugged in all this time. A big difference between ZeroSoft and Xsoft. Which mousepads would you prefer? Tiger Eyes or Corbats and Superlight? I haven't tried the Tiger Eyes or the Superlight yet. But there is quite a big difference on the Xsoft and Soft. But I can't really measure it that easily because the new Zero that I have is from the batch that the mousepad is smoother. So I can't make an accurate comparison. But the bass does feel significantly softer. Starlight 12 also impossible to pick. I'm gonna try to buy one for sure. You can actually get like an ultralight 2 for pretty cheap here in Finland, like 60 euros, 70 euros or something. Towards glass feet on Pulsar. No, I don't think I will try those, like ceramic feet, glass feet. So, yeah, I don't think like that's needed. Did they do something like remake on the Artisans Zero? No, it's not a remake. They changed their... Holy shit, what the fuck is wrong with my ear? What? You can't like... I can't hear stuff from my right ear or something, I don't know. So they changed their production machines and what happened is that they... there was something wrong with the machines and it accidentally they made like a batch or two smoother than normal, so that's it. What the f- is there... I put new keycaps on my wooden 2HE and I think like this profile fucks up the switch somehow because... I don't know. Did you stick with the wooden? Yeah, I'm using the wooden. It's by far like my favorite keyboard. But I put some cherry profile keycaps on it and it has OEM profile. So, I don't know. The weird thing is that I can't like bottom out the key now, so it's pretty hard for me when I press it down to keep it like... So the 0.1mm rapid trigger like sensitivity is pretty hard with this because I never like bottom out the switch. So I accidentally like raise it a little bit. One of the hardest things in the world is to hit somebody in the head when they are like turned their back at you in CS. Yeah, there is like no way I can use these keycaps with this keyboard. Like if you can see like now I'm pressing W but it stops moving because the key is not like fully touching like the case of the pad, so I'm just accidentally like releasing it a little bit. What the fuck? Yeah, like that. It's impossible to... Yeah, I can't use this. Yeah, I need to return these keycaps, I think. If I still can. And buy some OEM profile keycaps. Since when did they change the machines? You should, if you are from Europe, you should be getting one if you buy from Max Gaming, right? Pretty much like right away. But it's not for certain though. So it might be that you get. I can't tell you which one you can get. But I know that people who bought it from like 2 months ago got the smoother one, and somebody who bought it like a month ago got a new smooth one, and I got a smooth one like last week. Don't buy it from used from eBay, dude. Don't buy it. Don't buy it used. You're gonna get scammed, I think. Just buy it from their website, or if you're European, get it from Max Gaming. Or LethalGamingGear if you're from the US. This is really irritating. Like, I would have to adjust the rapid trigger distance. Actually, let's try that now. So the way I have set it, if you watched my review, I have both on 0.1 millimeters because I think this makes it like the most optimal. But let's try this one. What's your favorite mouse shape and pad? I will make a video about my favorite mouse like in the next 2 weeks, maybe even next week, so in that one you will get like my opinion on my favorite shape. And mousepad will come soon after that. So this seems to have helped of course. Let's try 0.2. I will actually have to report this to the guys at Wooting, so maybe they know to warn some people not to get any other profile keycaps. Holy shit. Still will be taking some time to get used to the Skypad for sure. I don't know. There is just something wrong with how these keycaps on the keyboard works. Tachyon mode is on. Everything is pretty much as it should be. NVC, did you actually get the wooting as well? I hate full-size keyboards, but I'm like somewhat used to it already, so it's not super ergonomic, but it's like okay. Like it's not like a deal breaker in terms of that. I would just stop using it because of that. Monitor the way, not sure when it's arriving. Ah, okay, okay. I think the 0.1mm actuation point is like it makes a massive difference to how responsive it feels, but without rapid trigger it's just, I don't know, it doesn't, the keyboard does not feel accurate without rapid trigger. Somebody also told me that Razer has similar kind of feature, but when I looked at the Razer keyboard, it does not have like the accuracy of the configuration is not that good. There is something wrong with the W, for sure. Did I actually break the switch when I changed these keycaps? Ooh. If that only was one tap. O-rings work with it right. I think those should work. Yeah, those should definitely work with this one, yeah. I don't know how they will affect the feel though. You might have some rapid trigger issues, especially if you use 0.1 rapid trigger. But I don't, to be honest, I don't think, yeah. So I don't think the rapid trigger makes that much of a difference if you use like 0.2, 0.3 setting. Does keyboard really matter in game as long as it works properly? I mean, so you don't really like notice a massive difference in your in-game performance, but it will feel much more responsive. So for me, it's like I can do some like different things a little bit more with this keyboard than I would with like a standard keyboard. It will feel. What the fuck? It will feel more responsive. It's pretty much like, like 144 Hz versus 240 Hz. So, like a really good player will play good with both screens, and it's not really, you won't notice a difference, like in-game performance, but it's much nicer to play with that 240 Hz. So I think that's like the main way to look at it. Like there were people commenting on my YouTube channel, the keyboard doesn't matter. I mean, you could make the same argument that mouse does not matter, like, but, yeah. Spraying is pretty hard with this one, with the Skypad. It's like once I press mouse 1 and start moving my mouse, the control is gone. It still feels like I'm releasing W by accident, although it's 0.2. Let's go 0.4 then. The best way I describe a keyboard is that it won't really make you a better player, but bad keyboard can make you a worse one. Yeah, I think that probably makes sense. Like if you try, yeah, I think that's true. Like if you try like a really bad keyboard, it will like make it worse. I think like in the last 2 years when a keyboard has been released, they've talked all about latency and stuff, but I think that's like, I don't know, I can feel like if I would use the wooding with, let's say, whatever the actuation point is on the like Ducky Varmilo Maya Pro, I wouldn't feel the latency difference most likely at all. But with the 0.1mm actuation distance, the wooding feels much more responsive than the Ducky one. And yes, I can play well with the Ducky keyboard, but it just doesn't feel as nice, it doesn't feel as responsive though. Sometimes it will feel like I'm pressing a key and nothing happens, but you get used to that quite fast. So it doesn't really affect much. But as I said, it will make you feel in some situations that you can't do certain stuff. Game perceives a small amount of latency. So I don't think you can, especially on a keyboard. But I think like, I mean, I know plenty of people are reporting that, for example, I think the Coolmaster MM7 7110, whatever, the wireless one, the ergonomic wireless mouse, that I think it has like 4 to 6 millimeters of latency, and people are saying that it feels like horrible, like really unresponsive. So I can feel about like 4, maybe 3 millisecond difference on latency. like motion delay on a mouse, but on a keyboard, I don't think so. Did I just saw somebody over there? I think I did. Wooding is a EU comp. Yo, what's up, Flux? By the way, how you doing, dude? Haven't seen you. Have you uploaded any reviews recently, Flux? Wooding is a Dutch company, I think. I pre-ordered the 60AG. I mean, it's super expensive, so like 180 bucks. I don't think you want to buy that keyboard if you know that you're not gonna use it with like 0.1 to 0.4 actuation. Pretty hard to, like, I lack a lot of control with that like that. Asuna grip. I haven't seen his grip, but I recently saw Theses, or was it Theses, or however you pronounce that guy, Danish player in Heroic, I think. Or does he play with Copenhagen Flames actually? But his grip is super weird. Or an Instagram, I quit Twitter. Actually, I thought about making an Instagram account. So I will most likely make one and do some like some stuff, photos and videos on there. But at the moment I'm not. Twitter is like it's a weird place. Like there is so much bro science on like mouse community on Twitter. Like yeah, it's funny. It's sort of, if you don't take it seriously, it's funny. But it starts, I get pissed off sometimes when I see somebody like talking out of their ass and giving advice to other people, and it's like complete bullshit. Tens uses 131 sometimes. Are there any other keyboard using rapid trigger? No, at the moment no. I think Razer has like something similar, but it's not as configurable, so not as good. I have completely fallen off since the summer, just so tired because of many things happening. Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, don't take it easy, dude. Take it easy and get everything back together, and don't worry about the YouTube thing. Palm claw is so good in my opinion. Yeah, I like relaxed claw a lot. That's like my main grip style. A lot of control, a lot of mobility. Super nice. Especially in CS. I don't see any point of fingertip gripping because I just lose so much control with fingertip grip. I can't spray with it like accurately. Pincher claw then again I do like, or like, I guess this is like claw fingertip hybrid, so there is like a little bit of contact with my palm when I pincher claw. This is one of my favorite grips, but it's not as comfortable as like standard claw. I just want to say that I love your videos and keep up great. Thank you, Rex. Thank you so much. He makes the Starlight medium and next month. If he's open or not. Ah, yeah. I can't find the perfect grip on G Pro. You don't necessarily need to find the perfect grip. How long have you used G Pro? Oh, I knew that I was not gonna hit the spray like once I started shooting. Sometimes it's the AK is super weird sometimes. Like it's like that was meant to hit his head, but it just never does. 4 months. Ah, okay. So that's more than enough. If it still feels bad, then you might want to change to something different. I would say like if a mouse feels bad after 2 months, then it's for sure like not the correct mouse for you. Maybe the size is wrong. Maybe it's not bad for your grip. You know, there are many things that can be wrong, but if the shape does not feel comfortable after 2 months, then drop it. I would say even a month. What's your opinion on custom keyboards? I've been actually thinking about like trying to make one myself. But the thing is that I will never be lubing any switches or anything like that. That's just way too boring. It takes a long time, so I wouldn't be doing that. So yeah, I think this. Yeah, so the issue was that it's the rabbit trigger was the issue with 0.4 millimeters. I can't like feel any issue with these keycaps, but I would want to use 0.1 because I never had any issues with it with those stock keycaps. So it must be the profile. Yo, Lord, thank you for becoming a member. That's awesome, dude. Thank you so much. I was trying to get into the keyboard community. It's the most toxic community. Yeah, it does seem quite toxic. So I don't really like ask around. I don't even know anybody like that. What the fuck happened with my FPS? I got like 100 FPS suddenly. What the fuck? This Goss should join the server and hack me or something. So yeah, I got a few buddies who know a lot about custom keyboards, so I just asked them. But it does seem like super like toxic. And like this is like unpopular opinion, but I mean most of you probably saw that like the thing about Glorious, the new keycaps, and Alex Otos, you know, designed them and that stuff. So, in all honesty, like, I don't know, I feel like I've seen like 20 designs that are almost the same. And the thing is that, so I don't know anything about that, like the artwork community and stuff, but if you look at the old Glorious designs, the new ones are pretty much them reverse. So I asked one guy that is it possible that they never saw the Alex Otos design and they just reversed their old design? Because I hear that some reviewer, I think it was Batsy Tech or something, that told them to reverse the keycaps. That it would be cooler. So is it like possible that they just didn't know that there is such a keycap and just reversed their old ones? I don't know. Like the gradient is pretty much reversed, I would say. And to me, like, it's not like... I'm saying it's pretty bad if they stole it. It looks pretty bad, but at the same time, I mean, that's not like super creative, like that kind of design. It's not like a painting or anything like that. Like, okay, this ends up bad. I get Sensei 10 next week. I haven't even tried that one, but that's my opinion. But I don't know anything about the situation, so I don't really like... I don't have an opinion, but that's like... how would I say it? Like, I would like to know that if it's possible that they never saw that design. I don't know. One guy told me that it's not possible that they for sure saw the initial design. So then it is a little, then it is shitty that they copied it, did not pay the dude, and made it. But yeah, I don't know. Not enough information to like make a real opinion on this stuff. But the same thing, of course, has been happening with mice a long time, so... And with everything else, you know. Those who want to make money, they copy something cool and make it cheaper, you know. They won't innovate anything cool, but they'll make a lot of money by just doing that. It's the same with mice, it's the same with, like, keyboards and stuff. Like, I would guess, like, Ponage does a lot of money, but... Guess how much innovation they have done. I guess, I mean, they sort of came out with the customization thing, but it's nothing new still. Are you using Skype 3? No, I don't have that one. I'm most likely not gonna get it because I feel it's not going to be that much different to this one. Way too many Mousepads for me. Well, what the fuck? So suddenly I get this 170 FPS. I don't know what happened. Like a minute ago I had 200 all the time, 300 even. I get the hobby that you would build something from scratch, but like putting 100 on the goodbye for a keycap set. Yeah, that's crazy as well in my opinion, FXC. I don't know anything about the work that went into the design for Alex Soda, so I don't really know what to think. Yeah, I mean, it looks to me like it... Like, how... I don't know. Like, I think those the similar kind of keycaps have existed. I mean, these, for example. I mean, these might be a copy from that. Or something. You can't see it. Actually, you can now. But, fucking RGB mode, let me take it off. So yeah, these keycaps have sort of that same, so there is this gradient stuff, so there is one color, 3 colors. Did you see that? You didn't really, now you can see it. But there is like blue, there is this brownish, and then there is white. So, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like anything new. I don't know. Maybe he like came up with the whole thing. But why to only blame Glorious? Because I mean, this keyboard seems to be, this keycap set seems to be an exact copy as well. There's like weird things on the keys, but the color scheme is like copied, I would say. Okay, now the control key. Thank you, VSCKO. Sorry, I can't pronounce your name. But thank you for... What is that? I think that's like a chat donation. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate it a lot. But you don't need to like donate any money. I'm just, you know, happy with people watching, so don't feel the need to like donate or anything. But yeah, of course I appreciate it a lot. Everything I make pretty much goes back to the channel, so I improve videos somehow with all the money that I get from this stuff. Would you recommend picking up an Ancient Origin 1X if my budget is around 90 bucks for a wireless gaming mouse? I think the Origin 1X is really good if you want like a smaller ergonomic mouse. Unlike haus, that's the main reason. Then yes, I would say it's a good one. If you play click timing heavy games and you have used like something like with low click latency, you might notice the click latency difference. I for sure do, but once you get used to it, it's not a big deal.
Just drop button concept.
We're trying Fantech XD5. Yeah, they did send me one, I think, last week. I'm also getting the wireless ultralight 2 from Piranha Mousepads or something. He's pretty known, but I don't remember the name. It's Piranha Mousepads, I think. And then Dornfinger actually sent me a mouse, so a German one guy that does stuff. So it's gonna be interesting. They are not that well known, so if the mouse is good, it's, you know, nice to help some small guy that has a hobby like this. So yeah. But at the same time, if it's shit, if it's complete garbage, it's not fun to like... I mean, it will be a fair review always. I won't like... I won't shit on a mouse just because of like one thing, like a cable or something. I don't think that's fair to shit on a mouse because one little issue. Like, there were a lot of reviewers who completely shit on the Model D minus because of bottom flex. Like, what's the point? Like, something that you will never experience in game. Like, they mentioned that the mouse is useless. And the thing is that once you make like a negative review, it's much more engaging for the viewer. So you get more views, and those viewers will start believing that you are honest with your reviews because you like told the mouse is bad. So yeah, but it's false. So actually those guys might not be honest. They are just doing it for views. They might be honest, but I don't know. Sometimes it makes me feel like people do shit on products for views. For no reason. Like some products I have shit on, or I have complained a lot. Like the Ninjutsu Katana was pretty much a disaster for me in my opinion, because it has a design flaw that never should happen on a retail sample. But I also mentioned that it does not like... It's not an issue for everybody, so might be that you don't find it irritating at all, but I do. So, like, that's what I mean as fair. So I don't just like say it's complete garbage and you never buy it, because it's a subjective thing. So it's not my opinion is not objective. So I have my preference and I have my things that matter, and you might have different things, you know. So. That's the way I see it myself. Did you get the GPC one? No, and I don't know. Extrafy hasn't really like contacted me after like the MC1. So I think I have a feeling that Rocket Jump Ninja does not like me. I think because suddenly when he started collabing with them, Extrafy stopped talking to me. Like after I got the pre-order MC1 like really quickly, and I gave them feedback, and I think that feedback reached Rocket Jump Ninja, and suddenly Extrafy didn't talk to me at all anymore. So, so I think that might be like connected. But I don't blame on the guy because he doesn't know me, he doesn't know how experienced I am with like these products. So I don't know. He might have thought that I only wanted to like give negative feedback because I don't like him, or you know, because it's like the popular thing to shit on Rocket Jump Ninja. Everybody sort of hates Rocket Jump Ninja for some reason. Can you please tell me what is the best mousepad for CSGO Valorant under 40 euros? I'm thinking about buying GB4 GSR. If you are from Europe, I would get this LethalGamingGear Saturn for sure. Like fresh reviews, click in the back of the GBX buttons. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think that's also the kind of like the same. I mean, it's okay to mention that in my opinion. So I think it's completely okay to mention that there is this kind of thing. But I would instantly mention that this doesn't change the mouse like whatsoever. Like, if it feels good from where you click it, it's gonna be good. But yeah, like I don't think I've ever tested. I actually don't test this myself. I don't think I've ever tested it. But somebody like showed me a clip of, I don't know who it was, but they clicked the the Accide AX from like gear or something, and the click kind of like flipped out completely. I don't know. It didn't ruin the click feeling after that, but it, I don't know. That's like another example. Like if you test the mouse and click the buttons from the back like that, and then say it's a bad quality mouse, it doesn't make sense. I've even seen people say it's a design flaw on the G Pro Wireless or Superlight, which does not make sense. Design flaw is something that like affects the use of the mouse. They might have actually, we don't know, they might actually know that that happens, but if they fix that, the click would feel like more stiff or something. So it might be like, they might know these things. They don't of course publicly say that, that's for sure, but they might know it, and they know that if they fix it, it's gonna feel worse. So they just rather not fix it because it doesn't affect anybody. Like no one in the world is gonna click the mouse from there. But yeah, I think I didn't see the fresh review, his review, but I think it can make sense like to create a picture of the overall quality. But yeah, I don't think that ruins the overall quality of the mouse by no means. The Eclipse is great for TAC FPS, that's all. Yeah, I like the Eclipse, but I like the Saturn even more. There is just so many good mousepads these days. So many good mousepads. Oh, that guy was fast. Oh. Do you know if LethalGamingGear will have the hardy as well as you're using in stock anytime soon? I'm not sure. So there is something weird about G-Wolves. They like to make mice, but they don't like to sell mice. I don't know why. They like keep selling their like wired hardy-esque versions in different colors for 80 euros. But they don't sell their wireless mice. I don't know what's up with them. Artisans insane if he hates you because you gave them feedback. I'm not sure if he hates me because of that. Could be something different. That was just speculation, you know. But it does seem like the timing does seem weird. So it might be that he didn't like know me at all before, and then he watched like a lot of my reviews, and he made his opinion according to those. It might not be the feedback, so no. I'm not saying that it's because of the feedback for sure, but the timing does make it seem like he did. He either got mad about the feedback or that he got to know my name in the review scene and he checked out some of my reviews and just didn't enjoy those for some reason, I don't know why, but yeah. So not everybody will, you know, enjoy my reviews, and that's 100% fine for me. The way I do it is the way I do it, you know, and yeah. So my review style is not like, yeah, it's gonna be really hard to like get a lot of views for a single video with my review style, because I don't do it to entertain that much. I just do it to tell the story of that product and try to be fair, you know. Give the product a fair review. Like, I think that's the most important thing. Like, the review has to be honest, of course, but it has to be fair as well. He deleted all Glorious reviews. Ah, you mean Rocket Jump Ninja? I think he feels that Glorious, like, I don't know. There is something about that. He said that all this Rocket Jump Ninja hate started after Glorious, like, I don't know, I haven't seen all the tweets, or I don't really follow the drama to be honest. I don't care myself. Hardy as well as it's more explosive than Final Boss. Yeah, that's true. I love to watch your reviews. Thank you, thank you. Transparency and honesty above all. This is why houses go. Thank you, dude. Thank you. And it's also like in my reviews, I don't really like show off that much personality, so my reviews are fast-paced. So I've been trying to figure out a way how to do how to give a little bit of my personality on the review. Show a little bit more personality. So the content is a little bit more like easier to engage with, which usually helps the channel in terms of growth and views and viewer retention. So people will watch longer if they feel that it's not a machine that is talking to them. But then if I do that, the speed, the videos will slow down quite a lot, and I don't know. I myself do not like watching like somebody talk 15 minutes about the mouse and they mention the same thing all over again all the time. So it's a waste of time for me. And usually they even, like, if the review is unscripted, they just forget to something really important for me and they don't talk about it at all. Scuba new main. I do like the Skypad, but it's not. I'm not consistent with it. So I can aim pretty well, but I don't aim consistently. Like some of my flicks are pretty nuts, but my consistency is like bad. At the moment, at least. But if the this 3.0 is faster, so it's smoother than this one, I think that's a big mistake from them. And that sort of tells me that they don't quite know what they have here. So and that's the issue with a lot of mousepad manufacturers. They don't understand what they have, why the mousepad is so good. And like, not a lot of reviewers understand it either. Like, I think I might have been the first one to actually like really like hype up the MPC 450. Like, the other reviews I saw for it were just people complaining about the stitching, but nobody really talked about the surface and how it's so like super consistent, and that makes it like the best like pad that I've tried, maybe even at least top 3. But I don't know. I haven't seen, of course, all the MPC 450 reviews, but I remember that everybody did hate it when it came out, just because of the stitching, which is countered by using a sport sleeve or a long sleeve shirt, so it's like, again, it's a little bit weird that somebody like shits on a product just because of thing like that that's so easily countered. Like, you don't need to invest any money to counter that issue. Like, for example, with holes on the sides you need to buy these grips, but on the Hadies you don't. So you need to invest some money and use, and that will take some time to counter that issue. But bad stitching, of course, it's not possible for all to use like a long sleeve shirt, but you can get a sport sleeve, and then you might need to buy something. So. Just checked on how much the Saturn would be, and it's 60. Yeah, don't buy it if you're European. Don't buy the Saturn if you're European. Just get the Eclipse. You will most likely be fine with the Eclipse. Techni Fresh and you are the best for reviews. Yeah, I like Techni and Fresh both, but I don't watch them myself. It's I'm not sure if Fresh scripts his videos, but I used to watch Techni quite a lot. But I've just noticed that because his videos are unscripted, he forgets to say something quite important often, and for me important. It's not necessarily important for his audience, which is completely fine. But he forgets something that I find important. Or maybe he just doesn't find it important, I'm not sure. And his videos are super long, so they are super long and they are not packed with information, I would say. But I like him, like, he seems to be a really good, cool person. I've talked to him, not in the recent months, but during some time I talked to him quite a bit. I think Techni is like the best in making like engageable content. But he has like an issue where he has the range of products he reviews is way too much. So I think he has like 200,000 subscribers. But the thing is that, like, of those, some people watch his mouse reviews, some people watch keyboard, some people headset, some people... He reviews so many random things that his videos do not get that much views because of that. So there is... He doesn't have a niche. He has like a massive audience of people watching like all over the place, you know. That's what I mean. Thinking of getting the Skypads. I don't know about 3.0. 0 is 50. Ah, yeah, you can get the Artisan 0 cheap if you're not cheap, but it's okay price if you're European. And you can, but the Odin Eclipse is like 30 euros, so that's a good price and it's a bit bad. Is the Odin Eclipse better than the Extrovert GP4? The Extrovert GP4 has some issues. It doesn't necessarily lay flat. The Odin Eclipse does not have any of those issues, and it has like better stitching. But I like the Extrovert GP4, like the black one especially, a little bit more. So my opinion has changed a little bit. The ones with the artwork are still good, but I think the black Extrovert GP4 is even better. Have you got the white Fnatic streak? No, I think I got the Apex Pro TKL here, but I think after that I'm done with keyboard reviews until somebody else makes a keyboard that has like where you can configure the switch reset point, because this is such a massive game. This is like any keyboard without this will be absolutely useless for me. That's a bad way to put it. It's not useless. It won't feel like that much difference, but this just feels way more responsive. That responsiveness may not necessarily like transfer into in-game performance, but if the movement feels responsive, it's much more fun for me to play, and I can do like certain stuff that I couldn't do with any other keyboard. But like, will I get more frags per like CS:GO or Valorant match? No, I won't. Yo, Will Polly, how are you doing, dude? What do you think of the most similar pad to the Focus 3 speed-wise? You should watch my review. I most likely mentioned it there. I don't remember anymore. I've talked about so many pads after that, so I don't remember anymore. Holy shit, I was sure that was gonna be a headshot. Yo, Kabir, how are you doing, dude? Talked to you on Twitter a couple of times. JC, I noticed you have a oh, wait a bit, boys. Ah, nothing. Talked to you on Twitter a couple of times. Noticed you have a mouse hand position very close to the keyboard. Is this unintentional? I always try to center myself on the pad as fast as I can. I like to have my hands so quite close to each other. You can't see my... Can you see my left hand on the screen? No, you can't. Wait. Now you can't see. So I try to have my two hands like... fuck. It's pretty hard to show this on camera. But I want to have like... If my elbow is here, I want to have my wrist here. So it's in line with my elbow. And if I would have my elbow like naturally in a natural and ergonomic position, and I would have my like mouse at the center of the pad, my elbow would be here and my like wrist would be here. So it's not aligned. Hopefully you understand what I mean. But I feel that like with this way, it's the most ergonomic position, and if you like consistently like position yourself like ergonomically well, it will pay off like in the long term. Like it might feel that for the like the first day or something your aim is horrible, but trust me, like ergonomic position is so important for longevity. How do you pronounce it? Longevity. I can't pronounce it. In terms of long term, it will be so important. Like you might actually notice that after getting used to an ergonomic position for 2 weeks, you play better. than standard. No noticeable left side weakness. Sorry, what do you mean left side weakness? Do you mean that it's hard for me to flick left, or what do you mean? So I lift my mouse a lot, so that kind of counters that issue. But I've noticed that I maybe should stop lifting my mouse so much, because it does like make some situations a little bit harder than they should be. But I don't know, it's just, yeah, I prefer just to have an more ergonomic. Fucking AK, it's so irritating that sometimes your crosshair is on the head, but the bullets do not hit. Sitting position is very important too. Yeah, of course, like everything like ergonomics is important. Especially when you're young, like you should start. I mean, especially when you're old, but you should start like sitting properly when you're young. You will learn like new things much faster as well, so it might take you like 2 weeks to get used to it, like when you're old, but might take you like 4 or 5 days when you're young. I shot him in the face through the door somehow, I don't know. What the fuck? Let's try the Prime Mini Wireless. I haven't played it before in a long time. I need to start testing this a little bit more. I'm pretty much done testing the audience. Diabolical player here. Lots of people using it in Diabolical is or what? I think, yeah. I think this makes quite a bit of sense for like tracking based games, but it's not that bad for flick shots. It's not like super smooth, so it's okay for flicks as well. The Prime Mini Wireless has still like so bad click. I can instantly notice that my click timing is off. Like when I flick to somebody's head and my click timing is off, I might actually miss the shot because the click latency is higher. That was a nice click though. Your videos improved a lot compared to others. Yeah, I improve with every video pretty much, I would say. So the quality has improved a lot. And for example, I think my newest video is the best one I've probably made. Or even the Modelo minus wireless might be the best one. I think it's, I don't know, my keyboard reviews don't do that great, but it's, I kind of feel bad that the booting seems to have not done so great, because it's by far the best, I think it's the best investment I personally would make. Like, so if I had to decide on buying the wooden keyboard, the super light, or like, let's say, the extend controller or some mousepad, I think, like, let's say an expensive investment I would have to make. I would 100% buy the wooden keyboard over like, if I had to choose my favorite mouse that's 150 bucks, my favorite mousepad that's 150 bucks, or the wooden 2HE. And then get like budget combo, get a budget mousepad with the wooden 2HE. I would choose that 100%. Because I can play super well with the Razer Viper Mini. I can play super well with any keyboard as well, any mousepad, but it just feels so responsive, so nice to play with this keyboard. It's hard to explain, but you will realize it if you ever try one. Especially if you use the correct settings. Like if you buy the wooden and use 2mm actuation point, you're wasting your money. Do you prefer control speed or something in the middle when it comes to mousepads? I don't know, it kind of depends a little bit. I like all if it makes sense. So balanced pads are good, but there are some pads that even balanced pads, they need some stopping power in my opinion, and they need some speed and some stopping power. There are some balanced pads that they are not fast and they don't have any stopping power and they are not fast. So a pad like that is pretty much useless in my opinion. Then again, some super fast pads are really nice. They do not have that much stopping power, but they are like really fast. So usually like low static friction, low dynamic friction. So once you get used to those, there's like no friction at all. So those should be really consistent all times. So that's a plus. And then again, with a lot of stopping power, some static friction, you feel like you're in control all the time. So even if you panic at times, you're still hitting your shots, you know. So yeah, there are a lot of like, yeah, each pad has a lot of positives, but then there are those useless pads in my opinion. I was using VP1S but can't use wired. Yeah, use sensitivity, so your sensitivity is so low that you're gonna get a lot of benefits from using a wireless mouse for sure. You versus boards 1v1 in Fortnite will win. Boards is gonna win in Fortnite for sure. I quit in Fortnite once the building became like popular. I just didn't want to learn it. My aim is of course on point, but I can't build for shit. What's your new main? I'm not saying it yet. I'm making a video about that in like 2 weeks. I would say I have like 4 mice that... I have 4 mice in that video. At least... I have at least 3 mice in that video that I absolutely love, that I aim probably the best with from all the mice that I've tried. So I will talk about those. And like the difference between those is very small. I think one of them is like... might be the best, but the others are like so close that there is no significant difference. But those 4 compared to almost any other mouse, there is like a easy to notice difference. I think I can easily notice it, but you guys won't from the in-game highlights, because those are in-game highlights. You know, it's the best of the best. Ducky 3 keyboard is out. Ah, yeah, I'm pretty interested in that. He's staying mountain while G502. That sounds like a boardsy title. My new main. Shocking. Some of the new Shroud mountain ready. Ah, yeah. Isn't that pretty old already? Yo, Nex, how you doing, dude? How's it going on? Zaivu Yellow AX. Yeah, I saw. I actually heard about it before he used it, so... Let's see if they ever make those. It'd be fun to see. C303 shape versus XM1 for claw. I personally don't like XM1 that much, so G303 wins. But I had some wrist issues with the G303 before when I tried it. What? I was like I stopped shooting because I was pretty sure that I was hitting him in the head. My click time with this mouse is so off because of the click latency. And I think I predicted wrong. So. New name is the Accide Yellow. Faxi said that only 2 exist. Zoe has 1, but who has the other one? I think a pro player has the other one as well. FXC, by the way, are you in my Discord? What's your like name in my Discord? I think you are, because I think he might have only said that in my Discord. His name is the extra for MC1 and CPC1 mousepad. XM1 is endgame. Not for me, not for me. Not even close. I do like it though. Sorry, I do not like the shape, but like everything else in that I love. I think it's probably the most responsive mouse I've ever tried. Excluding the Viper indicators. But yeah, it feels super responsive. Actually, to improve their cables. I'm pretty much fine with their cables, but I would much rather get a like wireless from them than them improve their cables. I am just a little bit of trolling on Discord. Ah, okay. What's your name on there? Is it FXC as well? I really enjoy your videos, maybe because you're a CL player. Thank you, dude. Thank you. Actually, products don't exist in this house. I do have the MC1, and it was like good in terms of like how I aimed with it, but it destroyed my wrist, so not very good long term. What? It's super hard to spam click the Prime Mini wireless still. Like I keep like bursting when I try to tap fire. Yes, the same. Ah, okay. I need the mouse like the Viper Mini, but the Mini is too slim for me. Any suggestions? You could try the Pony Symmetrical 2 is a little bit wider. If it's just tiny bit too thin for you, you could try that one. Otherwise, there is like the Zowie S2 that you can try. I don't know, there are just million mice these days that are all really good. I don't have the MC1 and I actually it's way better than expected if you manage to actually find a good grip. Yeah, I agree. Burst Pro. Yeah, the Burst Pro is much larger than the Viper Mini, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend that. But if you were asking like, is the Burst Pro good? Yeah, it's good. I prefer it over the XM1 myself. But it's still a little bit too large. The XM1 is so unique. It's hard for me to get used to it. I would have to spend quite a bit of time. I will most likely re-review it at some point and use that 3 weeks of time to get used to it and see how it feels. But I still say that it's a little bit too large for me. Don't say that, Floored. Don't even joke about that. Some people might take it seriously. RGN doesn't need any more hate than he's already getting, so let's not start it from here. You know. Have you tried the Eclipse yet? If so, how does it compare to GP4 Black? GP4 Black is a bit rougher than the Eclipse. It's also the Eclipse is also slower. I haven't like directly compared them, but the Eclipse is pretty slow. I shot him also with the face through the box. No. I'll trace all my mice for NP01S wireless. That would be nice to see, yeah. What time is it? It's getting late. I can't see anywhere how long I've been I can. 2 hours, I think that's enough. That's more than enough. I'm getting pretty tired as well. I was in like a real life work trip for 2 days. 10 years of Quake experience explains everything. It's funny how Glorious got caught straight up copying a keycap design and the RJ is so happy about it on Twitter. Yeah, it's a... so, Tato, do you know... Like, I was talking about this earlier, like... So, if I look at the... Like, I think I can see it on Twitter. Let's see. Oh shit, you can't see it. So, what? Where is the... So do you know, like, these keycaps? So these are pretty much the... Let's check out. Where is the old glorious keycaps? So, like, compared to this one, like, it seems like these ones are just reverse this. So is it possible that they did not know? I mean, somebody already mentioned that they had worked with the Alexotos in the stream earlier, so they 100% knew. But to be fair, like, this does seem like they almost like reversed the like the gradient. I mean, in here it's more than 3 colors, but still, like, it's pretty much like reversed. I don't know. The guy was actually a huge part of the GMMK Pro release. Has he complained any, like, has he said anything? Like, I don't know, it doesn't make sense if they didn't pay him like a lot of money for these. It might be like, I don't know, if I guess he would have come out and said that he got paid, so Glorious didn't steal anything, or I don't know. But holy shit, these are expensive, 67 euros. What the fuck? I didn't even realize these are this expensive. Even these old ones. What's your highest but still ideal click latency? I would say like 8 milliseconds.
Apex will take the double.
What?
That's the 2 stars of the yard show cancelled and the bomb now loose. A huge leg up for Vitality.
I'm getting DMCA'd.
Recovers himself an upgrade as well as that bomb round is not lost. And now, yeah, he's been caught.
What the fuck?
This is a surprise.
In which tab do I have the CSO? I don't have it open anywhere.
Oh, and he knows. Starting to warm into this one, the quarterfinals. The
What the fuck?
Talking about it, it has to be Zywoo.
Ah, now I know it's in game, of course. YouTube DMCAing me. I'm getting banned from YouTube for that. Yeah, it's in. Yeah, I noticed that it's in CS:GO. I didn't realize. Yeah, I got kicked from the server because I was AFK, so I got thrown into the lobby, of course. But everyone else in the community are going nuts. I don't think he said anything about it. Yeah, I think it makes sense that he would have said it if, like, he would have said it if he got paid. I think. I don't know. Or he has like a contract with Glorious that he can't say anything. That's also like contractually he can't say anything about it, but why wouldn't, I don't know, it would mean that Glorious could have said that they paid him a lot of money or something. I don't know. Max Gaming have wooding? No, they don't. Oh, thank you for joining, Jazzin Player. Enjoy your weekend and enjoy the rest of your week. Yeah, pretty much the same thing, but enjoy your weekend. Could be a total accident or just someone not thinking straight. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So I think it's probably pretty unlikely that no one through the whole process. I mean, I would assume that they get a lot of design. There is a lot of design in that thing, so it takes like at least like maybe a month. I don't know. Keycaps are pretty simple though, so but it should take at least like 2 weeks to come up with a design. So and there is a lot of people involved, and I think the Alex Otos guy is really big on like the keyboard scene. So it does not make much sense that no one in that process knew that he has like the exact same keycap pretty much. Could be considering he was the first person to introduce the GMK Pro after the initial announcements and stuff. Yeah, hopefully he didn't like sign a really bad contract. So like he got to be the first. He probably was paid. He gave feedback to Glorious and he was paid like quite handsomely, and he got to be the first one to review the GMK Pro. But hopefully he didn't get stuck in a weird contract where he like can't like yeah, he might have signed like NDAs that are still active, which would mean that he can't talk about the keycaps or something. I don't know. Hopefully he didn't get stuck on such thing. Are you gonna pick up the 68G? Yeah, I or pre-ordered it already. More readily available access to keycaps is always better. GBs are way too long. They should have reached out to him though. Yeah, I kind of agree myself that I would never buy a keycap set that takes like 4 months for it to arrive. The Model 1D already felt a bit like top quality asset flips to me. What do you mean by asset flips? Yeah, hopefully he did at least. I mean, yeah, so he's stuck in some kind of contract almost certainly, or he already got paid. I don't know, it's super weird. Like the weirdest thing is that he hasn't like commented at all. If that's the case. He's Alex Otos, right? Yeah, Otos Alex on Twitter. He hasn't mentioned anything about it on Twitter. To be fair, he's active, but he's not like super active, and all his tweets are just, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Have you seen the Nixus Revel X? Updated Sensei clone, 85 grams though, and wired, so yeah, I'm not too interested in that. Wired, and 85 grams. Hoping you release a mouse in the future. I'm not sure. I'm not that interested in designing a mouse myself, to be honest, at the moment. I'm like interested in providing feedback for a company. So like if a company sends me like clay or whatever, you know, the material that they use to mold the shape, so they send me those and I can like give them my feedback on it and what should be done. That could be okay, but I just do not care enough to start like from the scratch myself. Could have said something about it on stream, but haven't seen anything on Twitter, etc. Yeah, I think like, yeah, I think if he did say something on stream, there would be a lot of like rumors or mentions on Twitter and clips and stuff. The time will tell. Yeah, at some point Glorious will start talking, and he will start talking as well. But yes, the bad thing about these always is that like there is so much like recoil of this stuff. So of course the social media guys of Glorious, they had nothing to do with this. Like none of them. Some of them might not even have had an idea that this is gonna happen, and they for sure didn't decide anything like this. So, and they get like all the feedback. Like I don't know, people are like crazy hating on those guys for what I think is like pretty much like completely wrong, I would say. Wait, did I not record my fucking gameplay just then? Fuck's sake. I thought I was... Fuck. Fuck's sake, I didn't record. That's bad. Like 30 minutes of gameplay highlights that I could have had on videos is now gone. Have you gonna have some D-minus walls? No, I haven't yet. But I will at some point. I'm really curious how keyboard people still interact with Glorious after the Holy Panda shit. They literally tried to trademark it and destroy molds, I think. Ah, okay. So the Holy Pandas are a Switch, right? So they copied some other Switch, and yeah. It does seem like a little bit weird. But yeah, Glorious as always, they don't really innovate that much. But what they do is like smart. They are good at making money. So they release something that works for cheap. And initially they really did not even care about the quality. So the Model Low Minus, like initial versions, horrible quality, but they made a fuck ton of money with that. I mean, per mouse, yeah, they made a shit ton of money, even just, well, not a shit ton, but they make a lot more selling one mouse than, for example, Zowie does. Or Logitech or Razer. The bigger the company gets, the more sketchy the practice becomes, sadly. I wouldn't say that necessarily. Like, look at Logitech and Razer. They have their own shapes. They own their own molds. Tooling, you know. I wouldn't call it sketchy at all. Like, you definitely get, like, a price increase for Logitech and Razer products, of course, but the engineering that goes for each mouse and, yeah, they do a lot of work. Like, Glorious does almost nothing, and the same goes for G-Wools, I think for Steel Series, made pretty much everybody else. So they don't do much, like in terms of engineering. Some even don't design their own shapes. Why is SS Prime on your desk all the time? This is the Prime Mini Wireless, not the Prime. It's on my desk all the time because I haven't reviewed it yet, so I'm testing it. I remember the hype being insane for the Model O. Yeah, yeah, I think the hype was because it was the first mouse with honeycomb design that, yeah, first lightweight mouse with honeycombs, RGB, that was cheap. And Final Mouse made lightweight mouse like really popular. So the only thing they did was they made it cheap. Ah, that's what I meant with acid chips. Okay, thanks. Yeah. A reviewer that actually spends time with the product. Yeah, I use mice at least 2 weeks before I review them. I think my Prime Mini Wireless is running out of battery. I think this is what it means. It's pretty, the color is pretty red here. Who's your major pick? I don't really watch CS that much, like the tournament. I watch it sometimes, but not that often. Is the match still ongoing? I guess it is, because at least it was 15 minutes ago. Navi won the first map, and the second map is still going. Simple is not doing like amazingly. Perfecto is the best player at the moment on the server, has been for the first map. What do you think about the final Starlight 12M? I don't have one, so it's pretty hard to say much. I've heard good things, I've heard a lot of bad things. I don't know. Who's your favorite mouse reviewer? I started reviewing because I wanted to make like cool looking reviews, like Accide Tech and BT and Optimum Tech. So I would have to say like one of those guys. Probably Accide Tech is my favorite. Like for information, for like, I don't know, Accide is pretty informative with his videos as well, and so is Optimum Tech. And even BT. But to be honest, like if I want to know if a mouse is good or not, I will have to try it myself. I'm not trying to like make anybody else look bad or anything, but yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I almost feel like when I watch these other reviewers, I'm not saying this is bad or anything like that, like, or that they are bad reviewers, but I can feel like I can easily tell like latency differences on like if there is a wireless delay, wireless motion delay, or click latency. I can easily tell it. And I think it's because of my experience, and my reactions are still very good, even though I'm old. And my aim is super precise and snappy, so yeah. So I watched a lot of reviews, and they might praise a product, and when I get that product, I notice that it has a lot of click latency, and that click latency is bad for me because I can react fast to when I see a head in the CS or something. I can react fast and make a really fast flick, and that flick will miss because my click timing is off with like a lot of click latency. That's not a flex, Miko. My board hates Random Frank P so much. I don't think he hates a Random Frank P. What is that blue mouse? This is the Hardy as well. Running around in code with a mouse for a couple of hours while the game has input lag ain't that great for reviews. Yeah, I mean it's all about what like the audience, I think. So I think there is less interest for like really in-depth reviews. Yeah, so I think I don't know like what's the key, but I know that my review style is not like the easiest for sure for YouTube, because I test these products a lot, so it takes me a long time to get a review out for let's say the Hardy as well. I've had this for 4 weeks and I still haven't made a review. So yeah, it's not like the most efficient would be that I use it for 2 days and I push out the review. Like the quality doesn't even matter that much. Like if I just push out reviews fast and the quality is okay, and I just talk about the mouse the way I talk, I think that would be like the best way to do the review, but I don't enjoy doing it that way. Like in terms of like YouTube growth, that would be the best. Did you mod your Superlight or kept it stock? Yeah, it's only has grips, but otherwise it's stock. This one has a different mouse feet, but I'm doing a mouse feet video, so that's why it has those. Did you see the Skype at 3XL? Yeah, I'm not too interested. I think this size is good enough. But I think that's it for the stream, boys. Best way is catch the hype. Yeah, that's the earlier the review is, the better, of course, always. But it seems like my mouse reviews are like, it doesn't matter how late my mouse review is, it does well for like interesting products. So I do think that like people in my channel, like that, my subscribers, so they don't necessarily watch like all my mousepad reviews. I don't know if they don't care about mousepads or if they don't like my mousepad reviews or what's the case, of course. It's impossible to tell. But when I review a mouse, like a big part of my subscribers always watch that video, which is in my opinion very good. So sometimes you can see channels where there is like 400,000 subscribers and they get like 20k views per video. So that means that not a lot of their subscribers is watching their videos. But it's not necessarily like bad, but just means that their subscribers do not necessarily care that much about all of their videos. Is the Hardy as well is worth the money? It's expensive, but the review is next week, so you should check it out for sure. It's supposed to be 50% faster. I can't believe it's 50% faster. The speed is like, it's really fast already. But it has some stopping power because it's not super smooth. Are you going to stream Ife in Tampere? No, I'm not Jorppi. Sometimes watching reviews hurts the wallet. Yeah, it does for sure. It's one of my favorite, such a good mouse. Yeah. A lot of trust between you and the viewer for sure. Yeah. Will the podcast come back or is the market too slow and stale right now? The podcast probably won't come back. It takes quite a bit of time. Or it might come back audio only, but people haven't been listening to the audio only like that much. So I don't know. It's kind of fun to make those, but it's still easy to make those. But I'm up to making those, but let's see how many people have, for example, listened for the podcast in Anchor. Let me see. I can show you guys the stats. Okay, so I'll check it out if there is anything private here and then I'll show you. Doesn't look like anything private this here. Yeah, I'll show you. So of course we haven't made a new episode in a long time, but yeah, I can show this. So yeah, so this is the podcast. I think I've uploaded like most of the episodes are here, so they are available in Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor, and Apple also. What's other? 33% are listening somewhere else. I don't even see Apple Podcasts. Surprise, surprise, 100% male listeners. Yeah, a lot of young people listening to it. And US based, just like my YouTube channel. But if you see these, so there's one somebody has listened once in the last 7 days, and estimated audience, what is this? 44 based on recent. 465 plays like all time. That's like super bad. So it's not like worth it like in terms of if I want to like grow the brand or something to make these. And yeah, there is some issues like I wouldn't do it with anyone else than the ones that are in the podcast at the like NVC and Psogol. But for example, Psogol does not have the best microphone, and yeah, I'm not asking him to invest in a good high quality microphone just because of this. So yeah. What do you think about the M711 Wilderness Edition? Yeah, I like the shape, but it has quite a bit of quality issues. My favorites are probably the one with the Razor sales rep. Yeah, I think that was probably the best episode I've done. It was pretty obvious that he like works in marketing because he was really good at speaking. It was easy to understand and the information was good. Like I wouldn't say, it didn't seem like he didn't join the podcast like hype up a product or anything like that. He was honest and honest, but he could, like he was really good at like talking, and it's kind of feels like he knows who's gonna listen to it. So it kind of, it might like feel in terms like from the listener's point of view that they are sort of like talking directly to you or something, because I don't know, it just puts everything so clearly. The XM1R deep dive and the interview. Yeah. The interview with like Sirius didn't do so well, but it was one of the first episodes. I think it's probably the most interesting one, to be fair. Let me check if I can. Yeah, there is nothing. So I've uploaded these episodes. So the Rocketcon Pro Air episode is here, 162 listens. Gaming mouse design, 151. So it's been there since May, so it's been there for a while and only like less than 200 listens. So not that great. But yeah, I think guys, that was pretty much it. Yeah, the G-Wolves Hardy review should be out next week. And I got some good tips from some larger creators about like productivity and efficiency, so I might be able to make actually 2 videos per week. Because yeah, so that helped a lot. So I should be able to make 2 high quality videos per week with the efficiency things that I learned like a week ago or something. But yeah, thanks guys for listening, watching, and enjoy your weekends. And I might actually stream tomorrow because I have nothing else probably on Sunday, or yeah, I don't know, but for sure next week 2 videos. One is gonna be the Hadi as well as and something else. But yeah, enjoy your weekends, and yeah, see you guys next week. I will at least stream next week, so see you then.